as he approaches the stage, give it up to Andrew Vaughan, a very nice guy and a good friend of mine and a very hilarious comic. Andrew Vaughan, everybody.
You want your water?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Hey, Dave, we get a drink?
What? Yeah, man, totally.
And looks behind the speaker.
I'm not doing anything. That's fine.
Good.
How's everybody doing tonight? Good. We got anybody here from a small town? Like originally from a... Yeah? Let's throw out some names. Everywhere. Everywhere is a fucking small town. I'm looking for some specifics. Just trying to relate. Like fucking... Anyway, fuck you guys. Yeah, I'm from Bridgewater. Originally. We're all from Bridgewater and I don't know any of you motherfuckers. Which is surprising to say the least. Oh, what is this? Thank you.
You got it.
Yeah, I'm from Bridgewater originally. I lived there until I was like old enough to decide that I could get the fuck out of there. And I always find people always think like you're stupid when you're from a small town and everything, which is kind of unfair. But then I thought about it and I was remembering that like, you know, for the first 16 years of my life, my best friend did think that Assalamu alaikum meant white men can't jump. And I believed him. Which made for some pretty fucking awkward pickup basketball games. Yeah. I know you're thinking like, you fucking never played basketball. I played the hell out of basketball in the 90s. On the Sega Genesis. NBA Jam! It was my thing. Sit in a room with another 12-year-old, listen to the Fushnikins, play some NBA Jam, throw the N-word around, and we start looking around nervously over our shoulders just to make sure like somehow a black guy just didn't appear in our apartment ready to kick our asses. It was okay, I dropped the R. That's how you're supposed to do it. Yeah, when I was in elementary school in Bridgewater, I had a gym teacher. I had a really weird relationship with her, and what happened was, I always remember this, it was primary. You don't know things when you're a kid, right? I didn't know how to tie my shoes. And she's helped me tie my shoes, and she looked up and she yelled at me and she goes, "If you don't learn to tie your shoes, you're never going to amount to anything in life." And it made me feel really horrible till I looked down and noticed she was wearing Velcro laces. And seeing as how she was a gym teacher, she probably fucking knew what she was talking about. Like, what a fucking weird job anyway, right? Like, you only have to be good at one thing, and that's watching children. And that really only disqualifies two types of people. You know? Yeah. Blind people and pedophiles. And it's not that the pedophiles can't do the job really well. I just don't feel like their heart's in the right place, you know? I've been trying to find a way to get revenge on my gym teacher. I've been thinking about it for years. And first time I got sex, I thought it was the perfect opportunity. I was thinking about calling her up on the phone and being like, "Hey, Mrs. Brown, yeah? It's Andrew, yeah, from elementary school. Oh, not much. Yeah. Just calling to tell you that I got laid. Who's the queer now? Boom!" I don't know. She didn't, yeah. She would call us queers. I don't know if that's funny or just sad. I want to tell you guys actually a little story about the first time I had sex. So I was thinking about it the other day. I had to do a show, it was a pajama party themed show, and the first time that I had sex was at an all-girls pajama party, which I just want to point out, it was an adult all-girls pajama party. Like, I know how you might get the wrong impression, seeing as how I do look like I could be a mugshot on an Amber Alert poster, you know? People always are like, well, how'd you end up at an all-girls, like, it was at my fucking house. Like, I didn't just look up an ad in the newspaper and decide I was all of a sudden the master of disguise. Like, you know, I'm gonna throw on a nightshirt and some lipstick and go as someone's closeted aunt and everyone's gonna be fooled. I was living in Fredericton at the time, working at the theaters, and I came home, it was late one night, and I walk in the door, and I got my coat on and my work uniform, and I'm just caked in like the smell of like soda and popcorn and the hopes and dreams of single dads who had to take their kids to see Shrek 2 on a Saturday night. And I walk in, and there's my two roommates with four other girls in a circle, all drinking coolers and giggling. which I'm pretty sure can be described as magical. You know, it's like, I know they say it's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, but I'm pretty sure if you do get to the end, you're just going to find a bunch of drunk girls willing to make bad decisions. And so I walk in, I go straight for the bathroom to clean up, and the one girl, she starts going around, she starts telling everybody, I'm going to fuck him tonight. Which is like, it's really weird, because at this time I haven't said anything. You know, I just walk in a trench coat and a work uniform. Like, I look like a detective from the silent film era who's just taking up another job to make rent. So I come out and I sit down, and she sits next to me, and she gets in my face, she's like, we're gonna have sex tonight. And it made me realize how fucking awesome it must be to be a woman. You know, because a woman can do that shit and it's fucking sexy. Like, if I go into a stranger's house and get drunk and get in their face and be like, we're gonna have sex tonight. That's not sexy, that's fucking scary. If I put that shit here in Halifax, I'd make that night watcher look like a guy who's just enthusiastic about bedtime stories and tuck-ins. So we fucked. And it was awesome for me. It was really good. We had sex, and but my favorite part was just silly to say because it didn't even involve the actual sex. Was afterwards. We were done. We got dressed. We went out in the living room. Everyone's gone. No one's left in the house. And I found out the next day that my roommate said they all had to leave because of the noise. She said that it sounded like for 40 minutes that someone was slapping a piece of wet cloth against a giant rock. Which was great, because I never knew that me fucking was going to sound like someone doing their laundry pre-electricity. So that was the best thing about that girl too, like I had sex with her one more time, just one more time. Sorry about that. And I bought for her pleasure condoms. Don't do this, guys. It's a terrible idea. Like, the only way those condoms could have lived up to that is if they came with someone else for her to fuck that night. You know? I don't even know why I want to share this. She was dating an English professor at the time at my university. Like, how shitty do you have to feel about yourself if, like, she shows up, she's like, I fucked somebody else this weekend, and here he is. Like, you know, it's like so much for that degree and the well paycheck, and I don't know. I just thought that's when you're supposed to get women. And I stole her away from an English professor. I was really not going anywhere with that. I just wanted to brag. Make it seem like, you know, in case there's any woman out there who's like, I would love to fuck a guy who's good enough to steal a woman away from an English professor. All three of you. Yeah, sorry, I'm working on some new shit, so I apologize for looking at the mic. I want to try something out with you guys. I've been doing this for a little while, but I like to read a lot about comedy and try to get advice from people that have been doing it for a long time. And I read a blog on the internet that was trying to tell me the best way when you're on stage for your stage presence is to hold the microphone like you would hold a dick. So I'm going to try that right now to see if it actually helps my act. So. Nah, who am I kidding? That's not how I would hold a dick. I would do it like this. And I just don't think that's going to project the jokes very well. I was drunk the other night and talking about how I would jerk off a microphone in front of my face. And clearly, that one's not going to be fucking used again. I was having a conversation with someone the other night. I was talking about how awesome it must be to be a woman. I was getting excited for the summer. I love you women come out in sundresses in the summer. I think they're the fucking sexiest thing ever. But I think I'm also like intrigued by sundresses too, because I'm kind of jealous of them. Like, I wish that guys could get away with wearing sundresses, and they look so fucking comfortable. It's one piece of cloth, you don't have no fuss, and then I realized that, like, I'm basically asking for it to be socially acceptable for me to either wear a dress or a muumuu out in public. And the worst was 2 weeks before that, I was talking to someone, I was like, you know, a purse is a really good way to carry everything that you need. I don't know why everybody doesn't use them. So now I'm just asking it for it to be alright for me when I turn 30 to walk down in the summer with a purse and a sundress, maybe some lipstick and a wig. Fuck it, I'm bringing Hollis Street back. Let's do it. Anyway, now that's enough of the shitty stuff, huh? I got a couple more I want to tell you guys. I spend a lot of time online, and recently I watched an ad on YouTube which just blew my fucking mind. It was for Smokey the Bear, And I fucking hate Smokey the Bear anyway. Like, I just don't get it. Like, the guy walks around all day with no shirt on, and he's supposed to be the expert on fire prevention. Like, that's less fire prevention and more fireman's calendar, you know? So I'm watching it, and in this ad, these bears, they roll up in a car to this guy's house, which is already kind of fucking weird. And they get out, and they have a picnic, and they start a fire, and they leave the fire unattended. And a family is watching horrified from their house. And the narrator comes on, he's like, if a bear came to your home and started a fire, you wouldn't be happy. And I was like, wouldn't be happy? That's a kind of an understatement. Like, completely fucking bewildered might be my first reaction. Like I live in an apartment building on the 3rd floor. If a bear can get through my security doors, up 3 flights of stairs, and into my apartment without a key, and then start a fire, I say, let that shit burn down. He fucking earned it. He wanted it. He saw that goal, and he went for it. He was determined. And I gotta respect determination. I'm lazy. I'm not determined. In my apartment building, if you told me that the girl down the hall was giving away free cupcakes and hand jobs, and it took more than 10 steps to get to, I'm not fucking interested. I got a hand and an easy bake oven. I can take care of this myself. I'll leave you guys with this. I was doing a show one night. I went outside, and this guy came out, and he said to me, he goes, you're really funny on stage, man. I bet girls can't wait to see if you got a big old thing under that belly of yours. And I was like, oh, that's really weird to say, because I didn't know that a girl looked at me and treated my body like it was a commercial break on Storage Wars. Like, you know, like she's like, I don't know, it doesn't look like much, but wait a second, what's under there? Chong, chong, chong. And just like the show, never turns out to be anything good. Anyway, you guys have been great. Thanks for letting me try some stuff. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Nice one, thanks. Andrew Vaughan, everybody, come on!
www.deadlockproductions.ca. Is it CA?
Calm.
Come on.